Be strong.
Hello kids! Welcome to our last quarter. English 4, quarter 4, week 1. The topic is giving conclusions to realistic fiction. It is MELC based. Before we proceed, I would like to request everyone to please subscribe and click the notification bell for more updates of videos. Thank you! After going through this lesson, you are expected to first give conclusions to realistic fiction that you read and provide textual evidence to explain and support conclusions, and read grade level text with appropriate speed, accuracy, and proper expressions. In our previous lesson, you learned about realistic fictions. Realistic fiction is a genre that seems real, but it is not. Realistic means that something seems real, while fiction means stories that are not real. This time, you will learn about giving conclusions from realistic fictions. Learning to draw or give conclusions is a skill that develops over time. It is an important skill for readers to learn because it encourages them to pay attention to what they are reading. Use what they know from life experiences and look at the details and facts in the text as clues that will help them draw conclusions about what is meant but not explicitly stated. In this lesson, you will learn to develop your skills in giving conclusions to realistic fictions. Okay, to begin with, let us read and analyze the ideas presented in the box, then answer the questions that follow. A conclusion is a statement a reader makes after reading a passage in the story. To draw a conclusion, one can use the story clues, what you read in the text, and your own experience, what you already know, to figure out things that were not fully explained in a story. The selection of our story does not really say the answers to the questions, but you can conclude the answers from what you read. And for us to remember, we can use the addition sentence. Story clues plus what I know, that is equals to conclusion. So, what do you think will happen if A, it wouldn't rain for several days, and B, you will not study diligently? Were you able to answer the questions? If yes, then you just gave a conclusion. Let us analyze using the examples below, okay? If it wouldn't rain for several days, of course, plants will die. Based on the given clue, on the first part of the sentence, one can conclude that if it didn't rain for several days, plants will die, of course. If you will not study diligently, you will get low grades. Based on the given clue, on the first part of the sentence, one can conclude that if you will not study diligently, you will get low grades. Okay, do you understand? Okay, good. So, another one, if you see an empty plate of cookies and then you see a toddler with crumbs on his face, you can give a conclusion that he ate the cookies even though you did not see him do it. In the text, first you have to read the passage because that's where the clues are. Next, you have to search for clues like the crumbs on the toddler's face or what you can directly see, or in the case of a text, what the author directly tells you. Lastly, using logic, reasoning, and prior knowledge, you can already give or draw a conclusion. Letter A. Lyle was excited as she looked outside her window. Dark clouds had blocked out the sun. A strong wind was blowing through the trees. She heard thunder off in the distance. Now let's look at the clues, or what the author directly told us. So there were clouds, right? So these are the clues. There was a strong wind. Then Lyle heard a thunder. So these are clues. Then, now, what is about to happen when there are dark clouds, a strong wind, and a thunder? So your answer, a storm or heavy rain is about to happen. Okay? We know that from prior knowledge, even though the passage did not mention the storm or even rain, so you will know because of that from the prior knowledge. So for learning task 1, let us read the paragraph carefully, then choose the letter that best gives the conclusion for the story. Do this in your notebook. So this is the story again of Miss Runnin. Miss Runnin politely excused herself and left the breakfast table. She was not feeling well. She had been resting in her cabin for some time when she smelled smoke. She thought it was from the machine room. Then she heard an alarm. Maybe it's just the foghorn, she said to herself. But when she opened her cabin door, she saw people running and going up to the upper deck. Smoke was everywhere. She grabbed a life jacket from under her bed and put on her overcoat. In a few minutes, she was outside the cabin. "This way," a man said. "I must find my brother," she said as she followed the man. "There's no time," the man said as he pushed her towards the lifeboat. So the first question, up to 5 questions, let us read all together. Which phrase describes the setting of the story? A. Cabin, deck, or foghorn. B. Life jacket, overcoat, the man. C. Dining room, not feeling well, machine room. Okay, number 2. The smoke, people running and going up the upper deck, and the sound of the alarm are meant to give you blank. A. A happy feeling. B. A funny feeling. C. A frightened feeling. Number 3. You can conclude that the action took place in the morning because A. Miss Runnin was resting. B. Miss Runnin was reading. C. Miss Runnin left the breakfast table. So number 4. This way, from this expression, you can conclude that the man was telling A. Miss Runnin where to go. B. Miss Runnin not to be afraid. C. Miss Runnin to go back to her room. Then 5th, you can conclude that the story took place blank. A. On a ship. B. On a train. C. In an airplane. So we're going to answer first the first from number 1 to 5 and followed by 6 to 10, okay? So let us analyze this one. Okay, let us answer. Which phrase describes the setting of the story? When we say the setting, it is where and when the story happened, right? So, what will be your answer here? Okay, if your answer is letter A, you're right. And how about number 2? Number 2. If your answer is C, of course, you are also right. How about number 3? Absolutely correct. Number 4. What is your answer for number 4? Letter A. Okay, good. For number 5, letter A. So that's good, kids. Now let us continue. For number 6 to 10, let us read first, okay? Let us read all together. From this paragraph, you can conclude that this story is about blank. A. A ship on fire. B. A boat on fire. C. A house on fire. Number 7. If you are going to describe Miss Ronen's feeling, you can say that she was A. Happy. B. Worried. C. Frightened. Number 8. I must find my brother. From this sentence, you can conclude that Miss Ronin was blank. A. Calm and daring. B. Bold and forceful. C. Worried and anxious. Number 9. She grabbed a life jacket and put on her overcoat. From this behavior, you can conclude that Miss Ronin was A. Angry. B. Quiet and calm. C. Nervous and afraid. So then, number 10, there is no time, the man said as he pushed her towards the lifeboat. From this sentence, you can conclude that the man wanted to A. Help Miss Ronin, B. Talk to Miss Ronin, and C. Know where Miss Ronin was going. So are you ready to answer now? Okay, let's start from number 6. Okay, the answer for number 6 is A. How about number 7? C. Number 8. C. Number 9. Another C. And number 10, A. So if your answers are this from 6 to 10, it means to say that you are all correct. Good job. Learning task 2. So the direction is many people come to incorrect conclusions because they do not think out carefully. Read its group of sentences below, then write correct on the blank before its number if you decide that the conclusion reached is correct. If not, write incorrect. So you will be the one to answer this, okay? Do this in your notebook. Number 1. Lazy farmers usually have poor crops. Mangselo's crops are very poor. Therefore, Mangselo is a lazy farmer. Number 2. Many girls have high voices. Solon is a girl. Therefore, Solon has a high voice. Okay, number 3. Janelyn got 95% in mathematics. Her brother Luis got 75%. Therefore, girls perform better in mathematics than boys. Number 4. All living things grow. Addie, my dog, is a living thing. Therefore, Addie grows. On the last one, number 5, all birds feed on rice. Wacky is a crow bird. Therefore, Wacky feeds on rice. So again, this is your turn to answer if it is correct or incorrect. So you're going to answer that in your notebook. You got it? Okay, next task. For learning task 3, let us analyze the cartoon below, then provide answer to the questions that will lead to a good conclusion. Do this in your notebook. Okay? So look at this picture. Let us analyze this picture. We should know how to analyze this. Okay? This is a cartoon. Okay, for number 1, so let us analyze the picture, then let us answer the questions from 1 to 10. Let us read all together, okay? Is this a toy store or a shoe store? Number 2, is the man a buyer or a seller? Number 3, the man is holding a pair of shoes. Are the shoes to be worn for sports? Look at that. Number 4, is it summertime? Number 5, who says, Mom, I could wear them out in 10 minutes? Number 6, them is number 5 questions referred to blank. Number 7, are the shoes for the woman? Okay, number 8, the child is the woman's blank. Number 9, is the store probably located in the United States or in the Philippines? And number 10, is the man the child's grandfather? Okay, let us answer now. The first question is this a toy store or a shoe store? What is your answer? Okay, good. If your answer is a shoe store, of course, you can see different shoes, right? So, it is a shoe store. You're right. Then, number 2. Is the man a buyer or a seller? A seller. Okay, good. Number 3. A man is holding a pair of shoes. Are the shoes to be worn for sports? No. Why? Because it is what? High heels. Okay. Next, number 4. Is it summertime? Of course, the answer must be no. Why? They are wearing jacket or long sleeve like that. And look at that. Okay, next. How about this one? Who says mommy could wear them out in the 10 minutes? Okay, it's that child. And number 6. If your answer is shoes, you're right. Number 7. Yes. Number 8. Okay, sun. Number 9. United States. And number 10. No. Okay. So, very good, kids. For learning task 4, read the sentences carefully, determine the sentence that supports the conclusion, and copy this in the proper column. The first one is done for you. Do this in your notebook. Okay, look at the first one. Okay, let us analyze. Edna can't eat. She can't even smile. Father will scold her. She has a failing marks. So the supporting facts here is number 1, Edna can't eat. She can't even smile. So she has failing marks. So the conclusion here, father will scold her. Okay? How about this number 2? Let us read. Jack was very happy. His friends congratulated him. His teacher praised him for getting 100% in the test. Jack will be at the top of the class again. So here, what are the supporting facts? And you're going to choose also the conclusion, and you're going to write it here. Okay, number 3. Let us read all together. Kim was sad. She stayed on his bed for 3 days. She had a fever. She couldn't play, eat, or even go to school. So, what are the supporting facts, and what will be the conclusion? For number 4, Darian studied hard. She prepared her homework. She recited in class. She participated in class activities. Darian wanted to get high grades. So, what are the supporting facts here? Then, what is the conclusion? Then, the 5th question, Kathleen is a nervous type of girl. Kathleen's face turned rosy when called to recite. Then she slowly stands up. Her knees are shaking. Her hands are shivering, and her heart beats like drum. So, what are the supporting facts in here, and what is the conclusion? Because you can choose that, the supporting facts here and the conclusion also. Okay. Then number 6, Yana and Jonah like to read books. They see many pictures and stories from it. They know how important books are. They learn and get information from it. Okay. Now, what are the supporting facts and what is the conclusion? You're going to write it here. Are you ready to answer? Okay, let us answer now. Let me see if your answers are correct. Okay, are you ready? Go. Okay, for number 2, the supporting facts. Jack was very happy. His friends congratulated him. His teacher praised him for getting 100% in tests. So the conclusion is Jack will be at the top of the class again. How about number 3? What are the supporting facts? Kim was sad. She stayed in his bed. She stayed in her bed for 3 days. She couldn't play, eat, or even go to school. So, what will be the conclusion? The conclusion is she had a fever. Okay, number 4. What are the supporting facts? Darian studied hard, she prepared her homework, she recited in class, she participated in class activities. So what will be the conclusion? So the conclusion is Darian wanted to get high grades. Okay? Then, for number 5, the supporting facts here, Kathleen's face turns rosy. When called to recite, she slowly stands up. Her knees are shaking, her hands are shivering, and her heart beats like a drum. Like drum. So, what will be the conclusion? Okay, Kathleen is a nervous type of girl. Now, in this part, for number 6, you will be the one to answer. Okay, you have to choose the supporting facts here, and also you draw a conclusion here, right? The conclusion. Okay, good. So that's it for today, kids. I would like to thank you for answering that given task. Then, for those who are not able to subscribe yet, as I said a while ago, please subscribe and click the notification bell for more updates of videos. Thank you so much, and God bless us all. Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.